guys, it's your girl Rachel Real, and I'm back with another video. I'm gonna be doing an official makeup tutorial, but I'm also gonna be answering some questions you guys asked me on my Instagram. If you're new here, welcome. I am Rach for Real. I'm a Christian YouTuber, and I also get into beauty and wellness. I just wanted to welcome you guys because I got a couple new subscribers, and I just want to let you guys know this whole channel is about keeping it real. I really tried to bring my realest self to you guys. Right now in my routine, I'm just color correcting. I put on my primer. I just color corrected. I put a little red under my eyes because it really helps to cancel out those dark circles. So before I get into my foundation, the first question is, would you consider vlogs? Absolutely. I'm here for any type of content creation. I really enjoy it. I would do get ready with me's. If I spend a couple days in New York, I would definitely vlog that. I'm open to anything that I think would really engage my subscribers. So yes, absolutely, I would do a vlog. The next question says, what is the best way to maintain good mental health in school? So this question made me think back because I'm currently a senior in college. The way I maintained my mental health was different. In high school, I feel like I was a little more chill, whereas college can get really dark. Some people really don't talk about that. College can get dark, especially in the winter when all you're doing is studying, and depending on if you're on campus or not. On campus, when it was winter time at Westchester, it used to get real depressed. You could feel this heaviness, and I really feel like a lot of college students are depressed. So use your counseling services. I cannot say that enough. Soon as I went on campus, I was like, sign me up, because what's going on? Because you're just in this bubble. So talk to somebody. That's what I would say first, right? Let me set my face real quick. I am a big advocate for therapy, especially in college, because Westchester specifically, I think most colleges offer counseling services. Westchester offered a full semester of free sessions. I'm still seeking therapy now, but I have to pay for it. So that's for college. For high school, I would say go to your counselor, find some activities, find some hobbies, hang with your friends, but please just have a balance. Know when to leave the party, know when to be okay guys, gotta go do my homework, but balance your social life. My next step is gonna be concealer. I have to find it. I have two concealers. I have this one in the shade 4N. That's my light one. But then I have a dark one. Here it is. First I go in with my dark one. This one I go in a little more with than the other one, because the other one's really just for my inner corner. But this one I really like to spread out. But a tip that I learned is that you should not blend your concealer right away. So I just kind of learned let your concealer sit, let it set for a second, and then blend it. I also like to go down the middle of my nose, and right here I have some redness right under my nose, and then I go on my chin. So boom, we're gonna let that sit for a second and answer another question. The next question is, anything you tell your younger self / advice you would give? Y'all was eating these questions up because they was really making me think. I had to really think back to oh wow, what would I tell my younger self? I would tell my younger self that things are gonna get better. But I'm gonna break this down. Let me really spend some time on this question because this is a really thoughtful question. I would say to my 12-year-old self, I would say you're gonna get prettier. A lot prettier, okay? You're gonna get prettier, so don't pick yourself apart. I always tell people that are younger than me, you guys have it made, because you were taught to love your complexion, love your natural hair. That's just the time we're in. But I was still coming off of the cusp of light skin, loose curly hair, and I was not that. So I had a hard time accepting my natural hair, my complexion. I used to not want to tan in the summer. It was just a lot. And so I would say, like, just hang in there. Hang in there. To my 17-year-old self, I think I definitely have to acknowledge that as well, because my 17-year-old self was very depressed. And so I would tell my 17-year-old self, like, and this is Rachel real, so we're going to keep it real, okay? If I had decided to listen to my 17-year-old thoughts, I probably wouldn't be here today. And so I would tell my 17-year-old self, thank you for not listening to that decision. I was just in a really dark place. Like, after losing my dad, I just didn't understand, like, why am I still alive? Like, I really just don't like my life right now. And I was like, there's no way my life will be beautiful again. And I just want to tell anybody who's listening to this, like, your life will be beautiful again. I know that it's hard. I know that, you can't fathom life being good, in the state that it's in, but I promise you it will get better. And I would just tell myself, like, I know guys aren't checking for you right now, because it wasn't really, like, surprisingly, it wasn't a looks thing. Guys were really eating up those odd hairstyles I used to do. But I was celibate. When I would talk to guys, it was like a 50-50 chance that they would actually want to, like, continue to talk to me, because I was celibate and I wasn't doing, like, anything really. So it was like, I would just tell myself, like, Rach, just hang in there. You're not gonna be super, like, desired right now, because word travels fast, and, like, guys know that you're not doing anything, like, freaky or anything, but just know one day they're gonna be like, man, you're just wifey material, and, like, all this. But yeah, I would just say, like, hang in there. Like, the guys are gonna come, and when you get older, dating will be easier and better. So yeah. What's your sign and what's your thoughts on astrology? I personally don't subscribe to horoscopes, right? Like, that's not really my wheelhouse. However, I have a lot of friends who do, and I don't judge them, and I don't make them feel weird or alienated for asking me, hey, what's your sign? Or, like, Scorpios are very this. I am a Scorpio. And just keeping it for real, like, there are times where I'll see something about Scorpio and I'm like, oh, that is a little bit of me. But the thing is, right, I don't depend on anything to tell me my identity, because ultimately, as a Christian, I find my identity in Christ. I don't personally subscribe to it. I don't personally read up on my horoscope and things like that, right? However, I don't feel the need to tell anybody, horoscopes are fake and you believe in this and why do you believe in that, or whatever. I just don't feel like there's any reason to create any point of contention between me and my friends who do believe in horoscopes. If someone asks my sign, I don't say, oh, I don't believe in that stuff or whatever. It's okay to say that. It's okay as a Christian to say, hey, I don't really believe in that. I haven't had that personal conviction to start saying that you don't believe in them. When it comes to something like someone asking me, hey, what's your sign? I know that that person is trying to connect with me. I just listen to my own convictions, and I just don't think that Christians should push their convictions on other people. So, as for my contour, I'm going to start this up here. I'm going to drag it down in a straight line, boom, like that. Same up here. And I got this, actually, I was watching Naomi Campbell do her makeup one day. One of the most famous supermodels. I'm like, she's probably had the best makeup artist work on her. So, of course, I should take her tips, because they're literally tips from, like, the best makeup artists. So I start my contour up here in my inner little corner of my eyebrow. And then I just drag it down, and I just blend it out with a little angled brush and get my nose all snatched up like that. So I'll show you guys a little bit closer. And when it's fully blended, it'll look really, really natural. But I also take the contour and I put it here. And I do the same thing over here. So I do that to kind of, like, give my face that lifted, like when you kind of just swipe your contour up like around your eyes, it kind of just like lifts your face. So that's why I do that. And I'm going to set my face again. And let's get into the next question. So the next question is, what's something you accomplished you thought was impossible? This made me think, because I'm like, I have so much that I want to accomplish, but it made me think of like some things I've already done. So I had to really like get creative. After I do my contour, I do light concealer just on the inner corner. I do like 3 little dots. Going to college for me, like I remember feeling like somebody was gonna come tell me like my registration was not right and like I would not be there for some reason. Seeing that I'm about to graduate, I'm like so proud of myself. But let me explain the college thing a little bit more, because I know it doesn't make sense. Like, why do you think you're not going to college when you're in the gifted program and you're doing this or whatever? When you grow up in poverty, let me get the mic right so you guys can really hear me. When you grow up struggling or you grow up in poverty, sometimes you feel that you are not going to reach certain levels. And so even though everyone else saw it for me, I didn't see it for myself. My sister and I are the first to like complete a bachelor's degree. So it's like a big deal, you know, like we're breaking generational curses out here. And my other sister is in this amazing occupational therapy program. So it's like we're all breaking generational curses of like not going to school, not finishing school, and things like that. So I'm trying to help you understand the depth of the situation. Is that like when you come from something and you can, by God's grace, like reach another level, it's a big deal. Because where I came from, I doubt that a lot of the kids that were on my block, you know, were able to go to college. And I felt that survivor's remorse, because I felt like, why am I in this like university and my best friend Diamond from childhood, I don't know where she is. I hope that somebody gets what I'm saying. Like, I should go and do a little bit of contour on my forehead, because I got one of the big ones. God was making me. He said, get me a large. Okay, guys. So right now I'm just putting some powder on. I used the Laura Mercier loose setting powder, and I just put it anywhere where I'm sweaty. So anywhere where I just put it anywhere where I get oily. So I put it like my whole T-zone. And then I do put it down here to kind of reinforce this jawline situation. But I wipe this very quickly. I kind of just wipe this in because it will create like a ghost-like type of thing. The question I want to answer now says, what's something you remind yourself every day unintentionally? This question, shout out to you, okay? This question is amazing because I just feel like it really hits on, like, it makes you really reflect on, like, what am I telling myself, you know, day by day or whatever. So what I thought about when I first saw this question is instantly, you're a good person. And the reason why I tell myself that daily is because I think I'm super hard on myself at this age. I don't know why. I just constantly am thinking like, you're not a good person if you don't make the right decision. And I think that back, you know, when I was younger, for whatever reason, I was able to be like, you know, I was a little less hard on myself when I was younger. I was like, okay, you made a mistake, say sorry, you're good. But for some reason, I'm just super tough on myself at this age, and remind myself that, because it's like, yo, like, life is hard and like you're not gonna get everything right, but you are a good person. That gets into the next question. So my mom actually asked this question. She was like, can I add a question to your YouTube? I'm like, okay, sure. But she asked me, how do you deal with failure? Not well. Like, not at all, not well. Some failure, yeah. Like there's some things I just know that like I am not that great at. And once I know, like I'm like kind of prepared for like, okay, I'm not that great at this. So after I took the powder off, um, a lot of people just set their concealer, but I also like to set my contour. So I use bronzer to kind of set my contour because it's like a powder bronzer. So I just put some on the brush and then same place I put my contour. After I put my powder, I just go back over that spot to kind of bronze it up again because sometimes it could get a little ghosty and you don't want to turn into a ghost. You see how like each section is its own thing? Like we have this section and that section. So I'm pretty happy with where I am right now. Back to failure. The place I'm not good with failure is with school. Like I've never been good with like failing tests or anything like that because, or not doing well on a quiz because that's something I was praised for a lot with school. And so it's like if you tell a kid you're so good at school and then they don't do well at school, they feel like their personal value goes down. So a lot of times like I felt like that was my thing. So if I'm not good at my thing, then I'm not good. You know, about like my family asked me how am I doing, I talk about school. Oh, I'm doing well. Like I got all A's this semester. And one thing is that I'll constantly kind of like I almost kind of harp on that. I feel like sometimes because that's what I was praised for growing up. So I'm gonna set my face again. The rest of it, I'm just gonna finish the tutorial. So I like to tight line my eyes. I just think it's really flattering. So what I do is I don't actually hold my eye or touch any part of my face. I literally just go like that and you see how it's just like the tightest little black line. I want to tell you guys about how my lashes have grown so much since I stopped wearing falsies. And I'm going to show you guys up close because I used to wear like fake lashes every single time. Like I couldn't do my makeup without fake lashes, right? And I still wear fake lashes from time to time, but if you see me on an everyday basis and like most of the time I don't have lashes on because I stopped wearing them. The reason I stopped wearing them is because I don't like to feel dependent on anything. I don't know if it's just me, but I think to myself, what do I do if I'm on a vacation and my makeup bag gets lost, you know, or whatever? Am I gonna not enjoy my vacation because my makeup bag got lost? And so it forced me to start thinking about like what I, rely on to feel beautiful. And so I decided like, okay, you know what? Like, let me just see if I can go without them because I don't know what it is in me, but I just don't like being dependent on things, like so dependent that it causes insecurity. So I stopped wearing lashes and I didn't even realize when I was wearing lashes, I was ripping my natural ones out. And so just by giving my natural lashes a chance to grow, I'm going to show you guys. I actually let them have a chance to grow now. So for the lippy, I got my favorite NYX Butter Gloss. And you can only find this at some Ultas. And I'm not just being dramatic. This is not at the hair store. I don't know why. It's called Caramelt. Let me see if I can get it. I line my lips black or brown. It depends on which pencil is the sharpest. And so I just go around like that. Boom. And I'm going to do a thin line because I don't want this to get too dark. Then you're going to take the Caramelt. I'm going to show you. It is like the most pretty caramel color, right? And don't worry about the black liner because watch how it's just going to melt into this color. So you put that on and then you just keep mixing until you begin to look normal again. And I like to use my finger to kind of like really blend that, get into it. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so my makeup is done. I want to show you guys like an up close and personal, and it still looks very natural. I feel like it looks very clean. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope that you guys can like maybe reflect on some of these questions yourself and like come up with your own answers. But until next time, keep it real.